Time for another new ship design. For this one, I'm really excited because it's built to a very specific standard. So I built it before, and I'm going to rebuild it based on what I tested. So I'm going to call this one the Viper. And the premise of this one was to have a ship that's very flat and very compact and just has the absolute necessities to function, to perform the function it's supposed to do. Okay, so it's going to be my most unique one, I think, so far. Okay, I'm just building it from the picture I had earlier. It's probably going to be really fast built. Like actually designing it took me a lot longer, but instead of designing it live in the video, I'm just going to present you the complete result. But the purpose of this ship is supposed to be really flat and have one major gun on it. And I like the 130 millimeters the most. Because if you look at the 130s over here, it's the highest type of caliber that doesn't need those excessive extra equipment. For the 180, for example, you need 2 ammo pieces, and for this one you need 1, just like the 100 one. Okay, and I'm just going to assemble it first. So now that is the basic shell, and we got one ammo compartment over here. No, the first time I built it, I put a lot of armor on it, but I wanted it to be really fast and really cheap. And I don't have much practice with less armored ships, so I wanted to practice it more. And I think this this design is going to really work really well if it's really fast. So instead of putting armor anywhere, I only put it in very important places. One on the bridge over here. Another one here. And one protecting the ammo compartment from a direct hit. And the intended use of this ship is to go for garrisons and smaller ships. So the directive is, if it's a medium or something large, just avoid combat. Because you can't build ships that are good against everything if you want to save money. You can build the best ship ever, but it's going to cost you. And for my hard campaigns, I need something that's relatively cheap. Okay, now let's see. Now I have the outer shell of items. Our main goal is one gun and having a really flat profile. Let me see if I got this thing right. Okay, like this. Okay, now come the components. Mostly fuel tanks. No, actually building the thing to that specification took me over 1 hour, but I don't want to make an hour-long video to trace my steps so I can. And how many fire protections? We put 2 fire protections on it, one over here, and one I've put over here. We got 2 escape pods. And I'm going to add 2 missiles on it. I'm going to put up here. So the purpose of 2 missiles is just so when you open combat, so you can take out 1 or 2 targets and just end the fight right there. At least against those targets, so they don't so they don't shoot back at you. Now, on second thought, I could put those over here so in case I need a spot for something else over here. You got fuel tanks, and now I'm adding some. It's mostly cosmetic, but it has a purpose of catching 1 or 2 rounds extra if you got incoming fire. Also, it just makes it look a bit better. Now for some lighter parts. And that also serves as a landing gear. because if you want to put landing gear on it, you would have to. Is this lining up? It should be, but it's. Yeah, that's how it should be. That's basically landing gear. If you want to use real landing gear, you need to have at least, I think, one of those pieces, and they need the complete foreblock, and I don't want to use that space. So I saved this as a wiper, and this is the base wiper design, and I got a second one, which is the wiper M. To load the wiper M. It's the same ship, except I got an extra rack of 5 extra missiles on it. And if I want to change the variant in-game in the campaign, I can just swap out one main gun and put something else on it. So I'm going to show you how the thing works in combat. Now the goal is here to, the M variant, for example, has 7 different missiles on it. And I practice it to take out small garrisons right away without even getting shot at. But even if I get shot at, the thing is really fast, so you can dodge some of it. Because I think the top speed is over 300 something. Here, 1 for this guy, 2 for this guy, 1 for this guy. Oh, went to the wrong target.
The enemy has been destroyed. Missile away. The tanks are on fire. Missile away.
I see, it's so fast you can actually dodge most missiles.
Kill confirmed.
And the 130 is powerful enough to take out most smaller ships. Ah, that was a hit because the engine was overheating.
The tanks are on fire.
Okay, that was stupid.
Engine overheating. The fuel system is burning. Engine overheating.
We took a serious beating, but it's still flying.
Engine overheating. A generator has been destroyed. Fuel system is on fire. The fuel system is burning. Evacuate the ship.
Now for the second attempt, I want to get at least 1 missile on the target and finish him off with a gun.
Missile away. Missile away. The enemy has been destroyed. Kill confirmed. Missile launched. Overheating engine. Missile away. The enemy has been destroyed. Engine overheating. Missile away. The enemy has been destroyed. Kill confirmed. Engine overheating.
What I'm doing is I'm lingering until last moment and then I'm changing direction. Because then you overwhelm the G-force capabilities of the missile.
Target destroyed.
So that's the complete design. I think I like it. works to the specifications I want it to work. It can survive against smaller ships, and the extra missile rack, if I'm using the M version of the ship, can take out, I think, an entire garrison by its own. Because in most garrisons, when you start a game, you only have three or four small ships, and most of them are landed on the ground, and it takes some time before they take off and even shoot back at you. And I think the armor is minimal, and the structural parts give just enough extra protection to survive some incoming fire. But the main protection is the immense speed of that thing. And if you watch from previous campaigns, me using a ship that has about 300 kilometers per hour speed and a 3.3 thrust ratio that's like the fastest thing I've ever used for my own ships. And if I want to swap it out, in the main campaign, I have this one slot for the main gun and can put a smaller one on it if I just want to use fleet defense or something larger, or even build an extra ammo rack on it. Because the way the ship is built, I can stack extra ammo racks right on top of him. And the landing, it's still landing here. Oh, it's going to be more fun with the landing. I like the functional look of it. It's just this skeletal weapon carrier. Look how beautiful she looks like this.
500 meters.
I think it's most interesting to build ships like that instead of just having a spherical all armor thing like that. Look how majestic she floats. You could make an entire game out of this landing stuff.
100 meters.
It's a bit side heavy because the missile racks, as you noticed.
100 meters. Throwing it ready.
Okay. I have a reputation here as being somebody who's good at landing, so I can't screw this up now. Okay, come on. Easy, easy. Come on, easy.
Thanks for your hard work.
So, this should be it for this video, and I hope it was entertaining, and see you next time.